to me. Today, we are going to read the whole book, A Tale, Dark and Grim. If you don't know what this stuff, then keep reading, please, because this is the first book. The other video, it was the end. It was the ending book, the last one. I just heard that Maddie does not know this, and she's crazy. It's a really good book, Maddie. A really good one. Anyways, let's start to it. Now here we go. It's been once upon a time fairy tales were awesome. I know. You don't believe me. I don't blame you. A little while ago, I wouldn't have believed it myself. Little girls in red caps skipping around the forest. Awesome? I don't think so. But then I started to read them, the real grim ones. Very few little girls in red caps, and those. Well, there's one, but she gets eaten. Okay, you're probably saying. If fairy tales were awesome, why are all the ones I've heard so unbelievable, mind-numbingly boring? You know it. You know how it is with stories. Someone tells a story, then somebody repeats it, and it changes. Someone else repeats it, and it changes again. Then someone's telling it to the kid and taking out all the scary bloody scenes. In other words, the awesome parts, and the next thing you know, the story's about an adorable little girl with a red cap sticking to the floor to take cookies to her granny, and he's so bored, you've passed out on the floor. Is that true? No, wait. The real grim stories are not like that. Like, take Hansel and Gretel, for example. Two greedy little children try to eat a witch's house, so she decides to cook and eat them, which is fair, it seems to me. But before she can follow through on her perfectly reasonable plan, they lock her in an oven and bake her to death, which is pretty cool. You have to admit it. But maybe it's not awesome. Except, and here's the one thing, that's not the real story of Hansel and Gretel. You see, there was another story in Grimm's fairy tales, a story that runs all throughout the moldy, mysterious home like a trail of breadcrumbs running through a forest. It appears in tales you may never heard of, the faithful Johannes and brother and sister, and in some that you have Hansel and Gretel, for instance. It is the story of two children, a girl named Gretel and a boy named Hansel, traveling through a magical and terrifying world. It is the story of two children striving and failing and then not failing. It is the story of two children finding out the meanings of things. Before I go on, a word of warning. Grim stories, the ones that weren't changed for little kids, are violent and bloody, which is kind of like I like some energy. And what you're going to hear now, the one true tale in the tales of Grimm, is as violent and bloody as you can imagine. Really. So if such things bother you, we should probably stop right now. You see, the land of Grimm can be a harrowing place, but it is worth exploring. For in life, it is in the darkest zones one finds the brightest beauty and the most luminous wisdom, and of course, the most blood. Chapter 1, Fatal Johannes. Once upon a time in a kingdom called Grimm, an old king lay on his deathbed. He was Hansel and Gretel's grandfather, but he didn't know that, for neither Hansel nor Gretel had been born yet. Now, hold on a minute. I know what you're thinking. I'm well aware that nobody wants to hear a story that happens before the main characters show up. Stories like that are boring because they all end up exactly the same way with the main characters showing up. But don't worry, this story is like no story you've heard. You see, Hansel and Gretel don't just show up at the end of the story. They show up, and then they get their heads cut off. Just thought you would like to know. Spoiler alert! The old king knew he was soon to pass from this world, and so he called for his oldest and most faithful servant. The servant's name was Johannes, but he had served the king's father and his father's father and his father's father, and so loyally they all called him faithful Johannes. Johannes toddled in unbowed legs, heaving his crooked back step by step and leering with his one good eye. His long nose sniffed at the air, his mouth puckered around two rotten teeth. But despite his ghostly appearance, when he came within view, the old king smiled and said, "Ah, Johannes," and drew him near. The king's voice was so weak as he said, "I'm soon to die, but before I go, but before I go, you must promise me two things. First, promise that you will be as faithful to me, to my young son, as you have been to me." Without hesitation, Johannes promised. The old king went on. Second, promise that you will show him his entire inheritance, the castle, the treasures, all this fine land, except for one room. Do not show him the room with the portrait of the golden princess, for if he sees the portrait, he will fall madly in love with her, and I fear it will cost him his life. The king gripped Johannes' hand. "Promise me, promise me." Again Johannes promised. Then the wrinkles of glory left the king's brow, and he closed his eyes and breathed his last. Soon the prince was crowned as the new king. He was celebrated with parades and toasts and feasts all over the kingdom. But when the thing I forgot celebrate. But when the revelry finally abated, Johannes sat him down for the talk. First, Johannes described to him all the responsibilities of the throne. The young queen tried not to fall asleep. Then he explained that the old king had asked him to show the young king his entire inheritance, the castle, the treasure, all his fine land. At the word treasures, the young king's face lit up. Not that he was greedy, it was just that he found the idea of the treasures exciting. Finally, Johannes tried to explain his own role to the young king. "I have served your father, and your father's father, and your father's father." For that, Johannes said, the young king started calculating on his fingers how that was even possible. But before he could get very far, Johannes had moved on. "They call me faithful Johannes, because I have devoted my life to the kings of Grimm, to helping them, to advising them, to understanding them." Understanding them? The young king asked. "No, understanding them in the ancient sense of the word, but standing beneath them, supporting them, bearing the So you will understand me too?" he asked. "I will, no matter what, under any circumstance. That is what being faithful means." "Well, I understand that. I am tired of this, and would like to see the treasures now." And the young king stood up. But Johannes shook his head and sighed. They began by exploring every inch of the castle, the treasure crypts, the towers, and every single room is save one. One will remain locked, no matter how many times they passed it. Well, the young king was no fool. He noticed this, and so he asked, "Why is it, Johannes, that you show me every room in the palace, but never this room?" Johannes squinted his one good eye and curled up his pucker to the mouth. Then he said, "Your father asked me not to show you that room, Your Highness. He feared it might cost you your life." I'm sorry. I need to stop for a moment. I don't know what you're thinking right now, but when I first heard this part of the story, I thought, "What? Is he crazy? Maybe you know something about young people, and maybe you don't." I having been one myself once upon a time, I know a few things about them. One thing I know is that if you don't want one to do something, for example, go into a room where there's a portrait of an unbearably beautiful princess saying it might cost you your life, is about the worst thing you could possibly say, because then that's all that young person will want to do. I mean, why didn't Johannes say something else like it's a broom closet? Why? You want to see a broom closet, or it's a fake door for decoration, or even it's the ladies' bathroom, Your Majesty. But it's not to go poking your head in there. Any of those would have been perfectly exception, as far as I can tell. Cost me my life? The young king proclaimed with a toss of his head. Nonsense! He insisted. He be let into the room. First he demanded, but Johannes refused. Then he commanded. Still Johannes refused. Then he threw himself on the floor and had a fit, which was very unbecoming for a young man the king's age. Finally, faithful Johannes realized there was a little he could do. So, wrinkling his old, malformed face into a rinse, he unlocked and opened the door. The king burst into the room, and he found himself staring face to face with the most beautiful portrait of the most beautiful woman he had ever seen in his life. Her hair looked like it was spun from pure gold red. Her eyes flashed like the ocean on a sunny day, and yet around her lips there was a hint of sadness, of loneliness. The young king took one look at her and fainted dead away. Later in his room, he came to Johannes hovered over his bed. "Who was that radiant creature?" the king asked. "That, Your Majesty, is the golden princess," Johannes answered. Okay, we're gonna stop here. It's already 12 minutes.